Hey everybody, Jimmy here from Explore the Force, and we're going to dive into Marvel Comics Star Wars Jedi Knights, issue number 5, Before the Fall. This comic is set prior to the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The series has been written by Mark Guggenheim. The opening crawl for the comic states that it's a time of peace and prosperity in the galaxy. Thousands of Jedi Knights serve and protect the vast expanse of the Galactic Republic. Jedi Knights Yaddle and Sierra Longa have been dispatched to the outer rim world of Liskin to mediate a dispute between the Galanter Corporation and the greedy Trade Federation. But all in Liskin is not as it initially seems. I guess I was wrong and right about what would be in this issue. Remember the last video when I played this scene for you? Guess how this comic opens up. This set a real tone for the issue that it maintains, but I was also wrong. Not a single connecting thread to the assassin Corliss Wrath from the first issue, or anything about why they were tracking the Jedi. Master Qui-Gon will be in issue number 6, but at this point, I won't hold my breath until we see the assassin. We flash back years before the Battle of Naboo on the planet of Liskin. Jedi Master Yaddle and Jedi Knight Sierra Longa have been sent to mediate a trade issue between the Trade Federation, boo, and the Galanter Corporation. Let's pause for 1 minute though before we dive into this story. I want to take a minute just to talk about how much I've enjoyed the resurgence of Master Yaddle. We went from this, and now we're getting a more fleshed out character who has quickly risen up my rankings of Jedi Masters. I would love to have been her apprentice. We see her a lot more in John Jackson Miller's The Living Force novel, Tales of the Jedi, and a few key moments in phases 2 and 3 of the High Republic, and even in Wayseeker, Justina Ireland's new book. We have gotten a better insight into this little green Jedi that I think is also setting up a standard so this guy doesn't have to behave like this guy and talk in riddles. I will say, though, that the more we know about Master Yaddle, the more knowing of her eventual demise hurts. The story adds to that hurt in a big way. Let's go back to the comic. So, the coward himself, Viceroy Newt Gunray, is here for the negotiations along with Quinlan Zaro for the Galanter Corporation. The Trade Federation is claiming Galanter has violated many terms of the contract, and Galanter refutes these claims, not very well, though. The Trade Federation detains one of their ships, claiming that they are merely holding it in escrow until the contract is honored. They paid for 10,000 shares of corporation stock, and the company has not transferred them yet, so they took the ship. The delegate from Galanter refuses to do the simple thing and transfer the shares, exclaiming he will not be blackmailed by the Trade Federation. With our shared knowledge of the Trade Federation, the Jedi and the reader immediately distrust Newt Gunray. This was a very good misdirect, given our preconceived opinion of the Trade Federation. Yaddle and Sierra decide to figure things out on their own in a less than honest way. They slice into the impounded freighter and take a look at the contents, and what they find surprises them both. Rylothian spice. Galanter is a front for a drug-running operation. Then they find something even more shocking. Count Dooku appears out of nowhere. Sierra and Yaddle are both immediately suspicious of the former Jedi Master that just happened to appear on a ship loaded with spice. He assures them that his intentions are not so insidious, that he is merely working for the Trade Federation and has been sent to make sure nothing happens to the ship. Almost immediately, the 3 powerful Force users are under a barrage of blaster fire from a very unlikely source of scoundrels. 3 menacing Wookiees appear to have been sent to get the contents of the ship back to its rightful owner. Dooku is very surprised to be getting attacked by criminal Wookiees, not a lifestyle choice for most Wookiees. Regardless, the battle goes poorly and ends up with the thermal detonator exploding. Sierra is quick thinking and tackles Master Yaddle out of the way, and then when they recover from the explosion, the Count and the Wookiees are gone. Yaddle, with almost zero hesitation, decides to go on the hunt to find the Count and bring Galanter Corporation and their thugs to justice. We are taken to the hideout of Lonkus the Wookiee, where Dooku is in chains and is severely injured, but still throwing out threats to his captors along with dropping some interesting tidbits of information. The scene changes to an eerie exchange between Master Yaddle and Jedi Knight Longa. Yaddle tells her that the Force is her guide and she must follow her instincts and trust her feelings. She senses a disturbance around Dooku, but she cannot help but feel she needs to rescue him. On the next page, all hell breaks loose as Dooku frees himself using the Force and ignites his saber. He dispatches a few goons, and then Yaddle and Sierra show up. Dooku goes to strike down Lonkus to fulfill a promise he made to him earlier. His blade is stopped by Master Yaddle, who says it's not the Jedi way to strike down someone in anger. He responds with, "What I know, Master Yaddle, is there are forces at work in the galaxy who do not share the Jedi's reluctance to do what is necessary, and it will mean the end of the Jedi Order." The last 2 panels are heartbreaking. Preserving life is never regretful, whatever the cost may prove to be. This comic tugs on the heartstrings and is a fun look at the fall of Dooku, but, like most of the series so far, has left me a bit empty for the main story. We are halfway through and Qui-Gon is off to investigate the murder of a Jedi, so maybe in August we will get the ball rolling on the through line of this series. It has been fun to see the Jedi, but we know what is about to happen to them all. Well, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your Star Wars and comic-loving friends about Explore the Force, and may the Force be with you.